Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get all the latest updates.
There may be trouble ahead, but we don't like music, love and romance.
I'm trying to say that even though the UK is telling everybody else that they need to do better, it's the UK that isn't doing anything at all. For instance, China, Boris Johnson has said, oh, China needs to cut down their emissions, but I mean, we've increased the flights going in and out of the UK, and that's probably making it even worse. I mean, China, sorry.
Yeah. So you're saying that UK should stop preaching and actually start practicing?
Yeah, definitely.
What are a couple of things that you think UK can do to help the climate?
Definitely need to eat a lot less meat, stop importing things. I feel that there should be taxes on big businesses or bonuses if they try to cut down their CO2, because right now the businesses that make the most money are the ones that are producing the most carbon emissions.
Okay. And how do you feel about the youngsters taking on this mantle of preventing climate catastrophes?
I feel that it's a bit unfair, but it's needed because at the moment no one else is doing anything.
So is it that the previous generation has destroyed the planet and now it's up to you guys to try and save it?
Yeah, they've basically placed the fate in our hands and we have to.
How do you feel about Greta Thunberg? She's created this sort of momentum within school children to take up climate.
It's very inspiring, I feel. But I think that she shouldn't have had to do it in the first place, but I'm glad she's doing it.
And are you glad she's going to be here and she's going to raise her voice here as well?
I think it's brilliant. It's really important.
Somos todas, somos todos, somos somos la tierra, we are the land, somos el agua, we are the wood, somos el aire, we are the air, somos el fuego, we will rise, somos todas.
Piece, and we're trying to make the link between war industry and climate change, and just making aware that there's not enough resources to carry on with war, and that it's a futile thing anyway, because we don't want to carry on destroying things but rather keeping alive. So yes, that's what we're doing. We are part of us is Trident Plowshares, so we work against the nuclear weapons in the UK and here in Scotland especially. We did a 4-day pilgrimage from Faslane to Glasgow.
Okay.
We arrived yesterday.
Right. And your banner says submarine into schools. Are you worried about the future generation?
Yes. Yeah, I think that's why we're here.
Veronica, tell us a little bit about Dora.
Dora's a climate change refugee. She's been forced to leave her home, she's lost her livelihood, and ultimately she lost her family through poverty and then through refugee camps. So she's come to Scotland where she's getting a good welcome. Scots are very welcoming to refugees, but she doesn't want to be here. This isn't where she chose to be, and she's lost everything that she cares about.
And you made an excellent point. Scots are very open to refugees. Do you think other nations need to do that as well? Because the migration
we're all people. We're all people, and we need to treat each other as people. And I would like to think that if my children became homeless, that someone else would be friendly to them and give them somewhere and look after them in another country. And in the same way, I want to help other people.
And do you feel children are far more empathetic to displace Doras of the world?
I hope so. I hope they haven't learned the prejudices that you learn as adults.
How did this concept come about?
We wanted to do something. There's just the two of us who live in Ayrshire, south of Glasgow. We wanted to do something that could come to COP26 during this fortnight and make a statement about some of the issues. And climate refugees isn't an issue that's really much discussed yet. It's going to come, but it's not really reached the public kind of awareness yet.
Yeah. With all the climate crisis, climate migration would probably be far more devastating than the migration we've seen because of war and economic turmoil. But I mean, the outfit, the entire structure, how did this come about and how long did this take you to do?
Well, we've been making her through the summer, and we've been making her in the back garden, and she's been looking over the wall at the neighbours, and she's built entirely of recycled, salvaged and rescued materials. Parts of her were found on the beach because we live near a beach where people throw things away. And some of the fabric was found in the street. I mean, it's quite surprising. So things came to us by different ways. We didn't go and buy anything new.
So all sustainable, recycled resources,
Yes.
fitting in very, very well with this entire climate.
Yes. Well, it
summit.
had to be, really, didn't it?
What are your expectations from the world leaders that are meeting today? And what do you like to see them do?
I would like to see them stop everything and go, right, well, from now on, we're going to do this properly. Realistically, we want to see some real announcements about real things that can happen that are then carried through. But I think there's probably quite a big gap between my expectations and what might come out of it.
All right, lastly, does Dora have a message for the children or for youngsters, and how would they get involved in this entire campaign to protect the planet?
I think Dora's very concerned about children. Dora lost her own children. Children are very vulnerable when they lose their stability and they can't grow. For example, if they have to grow up in a war zone or grow up in a refugee camp, children are very vulnerable. So I think Dora's very concerned about children. What would her message be? That we have to look after our climate, but I think a lot of young people know that. I think it's really the adults that she needs to get to.
So there's a message here for the adults, from the young people, from all the Doras of the world, to start taking the climate crisis seriously and think deeply and take concrete steps to prevent this climate migration and find some solutions to the impending climate doom that everyone knows is coming. And hopefully the COP26 comes up with those concrete steps. But again, the youngsters of the world that are taking a forefront to this climate campaign demand far more from those in power today. This is Ruhi for Mojo Story in Glasgow.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.